students. My name is Hui Ling, and I'm from the Office of Global Education and Mobility, or in short, OGEM. So with me today is my colleague Lechelle. Thank you for having us here today at NBS Welcome Day. So we are going to share with you the overseas programs offered by OGEM. So for me, I take care of the short-term outbound programs at OGEM. So these programs are collectively branded under GEM Discoverer and typically take place during the university's vacations. Lechelle, next slide, please. So I'm happy to introduce you to the various programs we have and hope that in the course of your studies, you will consider to join us at some point to enrich your undergraduate life. Next slide, please. So what does GEM Discover have to offer you? So we have a variety of study abroad options, and I'll briefly introduce them to you. The program allows you to explore a new country or destination, a new language and culture. It is a great way to spend your vacation while at the same time earn academic units to count towards your degree program. Next slide, please. The GEM Discover suite of programs include the flagship summer studies. So as the name implies, the program takes place over the summer break in the months of May to July each year. It offers our students the opportunity to have a short-term immersive study experience at one of our partner institutions and a taste of living abroad in the host country. There is also a smaller version of the program Winter Studies, which will run during the winter break at the end of the year in December. We have the Prelude series, which are designed in collaboration with our partners to provide a 2-week thematic study of the culture or business environment in a host city or a topic of interest such as traditional Chinese medicine. So the objective of this is to broaden your knowledge of the emerging markets in Asia and especially in the ASEAN region. The language immersion program, as the name implies, will allow you to learn and appreciate a new language in the native environment, and you will also gain some cultural knowledge of the host country. Besides this, there will also be special programs that will be offered from time to time. So do stay tuned for any updates. Next slide, please. Okay, so let's delve into the different programs. We have the summer and winter studies, and this is a great alternative for students who are not able to get away for a semester-long exchange. It will allow you to also transfer credits back to NTU for up to 2 academic courses, and you may choose the courses from a wide variety of subjects offered by the host universities. So these courses may be related to your majors or could be broadening subjects in the areas of your interest, so including social, cultural topics, language training, or any other topics of interest. Next slide, please. So this slide shows you the myriad of destinations offered under summer studies. So you could be doing a short stint in one of these countries listed here, be it in Asia or Americas, Africa, Europe, or Oceania. Next slide, please. So coming to the Prelude series, the objective of this program is to build your awareness and exposure to the emerging markets in ASEAN and in the broader Asia. That will be the countries of China and India specifically. So these countries, our markets are collectively known as the ACI, and you will be hearing this term very often in the next few years. Next slide, please. Okay, this slide shows you the destinations that are currently offered under Prelude. The Prelude offerings are expected to be expanded as we continue to work with our partners to provide more exposure opportunities to our students. Next slide, please. So next, we have this Language Immersion Program, or LIP for short. So this program offers you training in a foreign language, and you can also expect cultural and educational visits to be weaved together with the coursework for a great learning experiential time. So currently, we have 8 languages for you to choose from. In Asia, you can learn Japanese, Korean, and Thai, or you can opt to go to Europe and learn French, German, Italian, Russian, or Spanish. Next slide, please. Okay, so GEM Discover typically opens application in the months of January and August of each year. So assuming the global health situation improves soon, these are the dates that you need to be aware of. Typically, application will open in January for the summer programs and August for the winter programs. We are also exploring online exposure opportunities where you can experience internationalization and study with students from around the world. So do stay tuned to OGEM's intranet for updates and announcements. So with this, I've come to the end of my segment and I invite Lechelle to continue with her talk on the GEM Explorer program.
Hi, thank you, Hui Ling.
Sorry, Lechelle, you're muted.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and
Okay,
clear.
great. Thank you so much. Okay, hi everyone. My name is Lechelle. Same as Hui Ling, I'm from the Office of Global Education and Mobility. So I'm in charge of the handling the semester long exchange. So let me share with you what are the programs available for semester long exchange. Okay, so GEM Explorer offers two types of outbound programs, coursework and research. So for most of the NBS students, they are more interested in the coursework exchange. And of course, majority of the NCU students, about close to 95% of them actually selected coursework for exchange. Okay, so the period of exchange, the period of applications is usually in the December. So this coming December, we will have the recruitment for 22-23. So for students who are interested, you may consider to take a look at it and then maybe to explore the opportunity that is available for you. So other than that, we also have another newly launched program, which is this year will be our second year. It's called the Association Pacific Rim University. In short, we call it APRU VSE, which is Virtual Student Exchange. So this is a newly launched program by one of the Hong Kong partners that they actually get in touch with a few universities worldwide to offer a few suite of different virtual exchange programs for the students. Okay, so later on, I will share more information about these two programs with you. So just to take note, the application period for April is usually between May to July for Sem 1, and then December to January for Sem 2. Okay.
Sorry, Lechelle, you're muted again.
Sorry, it was also okay. So for the benefit of the semester-long exchange, we have a diversity academic teaching. So during this exchange, a lot of students actually feedback that they actually get a lot of special different experience teaching from the host uni compared to NTU. And then of course you get to have a new cultural experience, and then you were able to learn a new language during your exchange. Not only that, you are able to build your global network and you have a meaningful relationship across the world, because not only are you able to get in touch with a host uni students, they were also accepting other university students into their in their campus as well. So you get to really mingle to the world. Lastly, you are able to earn the academic units towards your own NTU degree program. Okay. So what do you need to prepare for to participate in this GEM Explorer? So the minimum criteria for students to apply for all students is by 3.3. This is because most of the partners actually, their minimum requirement for students to apply is at a B grade. So we actually fix it at the 3.3 for all students to apply. But do note that some partners actually requires a higher CGPA. Okay, so how do you know that? There is actually a list called a vacancy list that is available for in our student intranet. So you can actually refer that. That is the full list of partners that's available for students. And then in there is a column that indicate the CGPA. So you can actually take a look and see what are the units that you're interested in and what are the CGPA requirements for that uni. Okay, for double degree students, we will consider the highest CGPA as the CGPA that we will use it to consider. Okay. So a lot of students will be asking, so can I go in my first year? So the answer will be no. you need to complete at least 2 semesters in NTU before you can go for exchange. So the earliest you can go is usually the SEM 2.1, but most of the MBS students, they prefer to go, the earliest is 2.2, because you still need to get some basic requirement, like clear all the basic modules before you actually go overseas. Okay, but do know that some partners actually require students to complete at least 4 semesters before going for exchange. This is because some of the partners, when they offer the courses, it's more at a higher level courses. So in order for you to be there for exchange, you need to have the certain level. Okay. So some of y'all will be interested to go for more than one overseas program. So are y'all able to? So just to note, because for all NTU students, you are only allowed to go for one overseas exchange immersion. So if you are interested to go for multiple one, you can consider via the fee paying, which GEM Discoverer do have the programs available for you. So if for fee paying programs, you can go for multiple. And then of course, you are also allowed to go for the industrial attachment that is maybe available for you, okay? So these are some of the destinations that is available for students to consider. But of course, due to the pandemic now, some of the countries we actually did not offer out due to safety issues. But this is the full list of partners that we do offer during the normal situations. Okay. So what do you need to do for now? You may say that, oh, I'm just a freshie, it's too early for me to think about it. So what should I do now? So a lot of people, they actually waited till when they're year 3, then they start planning what do they want. So it will be too late for them already, because before you even decide whether should I go, you should ask yourself which country you're interested in, or at least which uni you would like to have, and start research on that. Because different uni, they offers different courses, or different modules, or even the different major that you're in. So if you really like that uni, you may actually start planning what courses you need to leave it till the end, or start clearing those first before you go for exchange. Not only that, you have to consult your parents or your guardians regarding support and consent, because going for exchange is quite costly and is for your own safety as well. So it's good that you actually seek your parents or guardians' approval before you go. Okay. Of course, lastly, like what I shared, you have to get familiar with the cost description and potential match. So because a lot of students actually did not do their own research and then they just apply in. So they only do the research after they got allocated. But in the end, they realized that they have chosen the wrong uni. So in the end, they actually have to withdraw and waste the chance of going for exchange. Okay, so how do you do your research? You can actually go to this portal, the GEM Mobility portal. So all the university brochures can be found in here. You can find the basic requirement, and then the partners fact sheets, or even like the vacancy list, you can find it in all this brochure. So if you're really interested, like what NTU have offered, which partner is available, you can actually go in to take a look. Okay, so as you are aware, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, so travel restrictions are imposed across the world. So GEM Explorer program may only commence when the travel restrictions are lifted, both in Singapore and of course your host uni countries, because we need to have the visas, the health insurance, and maybe the coverage and other things that need to be processed. So do note that due to the pandemic, the vacancy list offered by the partner unis may be lesser compared to the previous years. This is because some partners, they may have their own concern, and because of the social distancing or the lack of the classroom, they may have to reduce the size of the class. That's why due to that, they may not be able to offer that many spots to us. So a lot of people may be asking, so what about in person? Can we still go? So for now, the in-person exchange still remain suspended. So currently, the students are given the partial virtual exchange options for students to go if the partner unis offer that, because not all unis are able to do so. Okay, so if you are being allocated, and then due nearer to the date, we will advise you more details. So we do have the info talk for AY22-23 for the recruitment exercise. So it would be around September to November. So if you are really interested in going for exchange, so look out for our email or maybe your school's email. we will usually spam it to all the students. And of course, via the intranet, we will also publish it and advise you on the dates and what is available for you all to take part in. Okay, so as I've shared, this is a new program which is called the April VSE. So this is actually led by the Chinese CUHK, that they actually allow students to be able to take academic credits and then to participate in the programs without leaving the need to from countries. This is because this is 100% virtual exchange. So students can just take the courses at NTU. Okay, so if you're interested, there is actually some information in the GEM Mobility portal. So you just search for April outgoing and you can see more information about it. Okay, so what's the criteria for this April? So it's exactly the same as GEM Explorer, like the CGPA, how we allocate is exactly the same. So just to take note that foreign students, they are not allowed to go back to their home countries to do their exchange. Okay. So for April, the maximum number of courses that you can take via this program is 1 to 2. So it really depends what's the options that the host uni is giving. So every recruitment we will indicate it. So if you're interested, just look out for our email on that. So students may be asking, oh, so can I take both GEM Explorer or an ASB? VSE April. So students are able to participate in both GEM Explorer Physical and April as long as they are not in the same semester, meaning that you are not able to take these two exchange on the same semester, you have to separate it. So other than that, you are allowed to do it, okay? So this is where we are located at Student Services Center, level 1. But we don't recommend walk-in consultation because due to the pandemic. So if you have any issues, just feel free to drop us an email and we are more than happy to assist you on that. If you don't know anything for now, look out for the student intranet, GEM Explorer, in the Global Education and Mobility. All this information that I've shared now are available on the intranet. So you can just read through if you happen to be interested, okay? So we do have our Facebook, Instagram. So like us, and we will have some social media updates. And then if there's any information about the Gen Fair, the info sessions, or even the recruitment, we will actually post it there. And then we do have a club in the NTU, it's called the GEM Club. They are actually our ex-GEM Explorers return students, so who have actually been overseas for exchange. So if you're really interested in some of to know more about their experience about exchange, do feel free to look out for them, GEM Club, and then ask them for more advice. Okay. Yeah, that's all from me. Thank you. So if you all have any questions, feel free to type it in the Q&A. We'll be happy to help you out. I don't see any Q&A now. So everyone is clear what we have shared. No one? Oh, someone is asking how many AUs can we earn? Okay, for the usual exchange, usually we will advise students for semester long, we will usually advise them to take 4 to 5 modules, but really depends on the courses that you're able to match. So one more students are asking how much are the programs? I suppose you are asking what's the cost that you have to pay. So for exchange, right, GEM Explorer is 100% via exchange. Therefore, you do not need to pay any tuition fee for exchange. But of course, you just have to pay the normal tuition fee to NTU. But usually, host uni will have some admin fee, insurance, visa that will cost differently for different countries. But for GEM Discoverer, it will be another different story. Hui Ling, you want to share?
For GEM Discover, we do have fee paying or exchange options under summer studies. So if it's exchange, then in that case, tuition fee will also be waived, but you also have to bear in mind the fees for visa, airfare, and accommodation. Now, separately, for fee paying programs, that means that you also have to pay the tuition fee. So that will apply to most of the LIPs, preludes, as well as the summer studies and winter studies. So majority of our programs are on fee paying. So which means that you have to pay for tuition fees as well. And the range will depend. Typically, it will be cheaper if you choose to go to Asia. And I think even on those, even for let's say a 1 month um, stint in let's say Asia, I think you should be looking at between about 3 to 5,000, depending on your lifestyle and personal habits. And this actually includes airfare and all other expenses. So, but if you're going to go for customize the program that we have, then it can, depending on the destination, I think you can also be looking at about 2,000 to 3,000 within ASEAN, Asia, to even I think probably 8,000 or so in Europe or US. So depending on the length of the program as well as the location that you choose.
Okay, Hui Ling, I think there's one more student that's asking about LIP. They're asking, are students encouraged to join the LIP when they are already taking the relevant third language?
Okay, for LIP, it is actually meant to complement your language learning in NTU. So let's say there are some languages that will allow you to learn at a higher level, and some that actually allows you to only start at beginner's level. So if let's say you do not have any learning in the language before, then you will start at level 1. But if let's say you are already let's say equivalent to level 2 or level 3, some languages may allow you to go on to the next level. And the good thing is it's seamless. So meaning that if let's say you are doing level 1 in NTU um, during the summer program or the winter language program, you can actually go to level 2, and then you can actually transfer that back to NTU, and when you return to NTU for the new academic term, you will continue with level 3. So some of them will work in this basis. It will depend on the different language, and you have to check the details out at our GEM portal or at our intranet. All right.
Okay, thanks. I saw that a few of you are asking, where can I find the list of partner schools? So there is a few places. The easiest way to find is go to this GEM Mobility portal. So inside there is actually a lot of the partners listed there with the brochures available for you to look for. So you can actually refer that. Okay, and then will exchange program delay our graduation? Official is no, because you have to plan well in order not to delay any graduation, because I know MBS, most of the students are 3 years. So you really need to plan carefully in order not to delay graduation, because some students actually, when they do course matching, they did not really plan properly. They just take whatever course they need to clear. So there's always a risk, because partner uni, they will not be able to guarantee the courses that you wish to take there, because you still need to fight with the vacancies available, the timetable clash, the exam timetable. So if you are limiting yourself to that specific courses that you need to clear that semester, and if you don't do that, you will have to delay all the courses that you are taking, then you may lead to delay of graduation. So that's why you really need to plan even when you are a freshie. So it's good that you really know which semester you have to take in order not to delay any graduation. And of course, you have some flexibility when you go for exchange. Okay. Is OGEM compulsory? The answer is no. So we don't mandate students to go for exchange, but we really encourage students to do that, regardless of short term or 1 semester long, because it's really a good experience for students to really go there to experience the world and to have a different way of experience and learning in a host uni. Okay, so how long is the program? So as what Hui Ling have shared, semester long program. Semester long is 1 semester. As for short-term program, it's usually about 2 weeks to a month. So it really depends what program you are taking.
Some of the programs can go up to 6 weeks or 8 weeks, but very few. Okay, typically up to 1 month. And for our own NTU design programs, like Prelude, those are 2 weeks.
Okay. So I think a few of you are asking about subsidies and then the cost. So we do not have a specific amount that how much is the cost for exchange, but a lot of students shared, even like for Asia, they can spend about 20K for 1 semester. And then for Europe, of course, you will know that it may cost up to 30,000-40,000. So it really depends, especially for this COVID. You need to have more spare money just for emergencies. So I think it's really up to you how you wish to spend or how well you wish to experience yourself. Like you may wish to travel over like to different parts of the city every weekend. Then of course you have to prepare more money for that. But if you really want to spend time experiencing the country or the city in a different way, the local way, of course, it may cost slightly lower. So it really depends how much. So for subsidized, we do not really have a grant available for students, but financial aid do have like bursaries like the Unblock or some need grant that you can actually apply to. And I think for most of the Singaporean, they should have the PSEA fund. So this fund, actually, you can use it upon return and then ask for some claims like the air tickets, the housing, the visas, or the health insurance. You can actually use that to claim that. So be reminded, if you are spending this money, keep all this receipts so that upon return, you can actually claim it back. Okay.
Okay, I see this question, how will we be graded when we go for GEM? Right, so just to share, all the courses that are taken overseas will be on pass-fail basis only, right? So but you can actually match it to an NTU course if there is a good equivalency in terms of the course contents. But there are also courses of some of the programs only allow you to transfer as a broadening or deepening elective, right?
Let me see what else.
That I don't think. Are there any more questions?
Yes. Yeah. Let me see. Okay, some people are asking about which intranet are you referring? There is actually an NTU student intranet. You can actually just search for OGEM. You should be able to find it. Okay. How do we research for course matching? Kelly, do you want to share your part?
I think Chai Ling, maybe do you want to share how do you actually advise students to do course matching?
Hi, yes, I'm Chan Hui Ling from the undergraduate programs of ACUPO. So I'm handling the academic portion, course matching and credit transfer for bound exchange. So for course matching, you can refer to our NBS intranet. If possible, I'll post the link in here so that students can take a look. So check through the NBS intranet or the NBS pre-approved course website to check on the approved matches that students can clear on exchange. So just to take note that past approvals may not be relevant for future semesters. So if there's any courses that have not been approved before or have been rejected, you can try to match again. But if let's say there's courses that have been approved before and then rejected now, or for future, then you will not be able to match them. So you can only look at those courses that are currently approved and approved for the semester you are going for exchange.
Okay, I see some students are asking, so how are exchanges conducted now due to COVID? So like what I have shared, because now the in-person exchange has been suspended, so we do offer the virtual exchange options for our students who has previously been allocated a spots. So if the partners are able to offer virtual exchange, we will offer it to the students as well. So of course, it won't be a full load for the exchange, and the maximum number of courses that they can clear is 2. So the remaining course load, the students will have to take in NTU. So it means that when you are going for GEM Explorer, you do not need to take LOA because you need to be matriculated in NTU because you will be doing the course matching and credit transfer back. So you just have to pay NTU tuition fee as per normal and then to go and do your GEM Explorer. Okay.
I also want to add in one more point. If you are on LOA, you are not considered an active student and you will not be able to actually go on exchange, in fact.
Okay, I saw some students are asking, does international students allowed to apply? Yes, exchange is open to all students. So even international students are able to apply, but do note that international students are not able to go back to their home country. So you can apply to other countries for exchange. Are all students guaranteed an exchange opportunity? Those that meet the CGP criteria? The answer sadly is no, because now we have more demand than supply. So students will have to, who meets the CGPA will have to, based on the criteria, to fight for the number of spots available. Okay. So when will OGEM usually be? Like which year and SEM? We are having it every year. So if you're asking about NBS, which year does NBS students usually go to? Usually they will go to in year 2, SEM 2, but majority will go in year 3, SEM 1. I suppose I'm getting it right. Okay, so how do we know if the module is matchable to NTUs? So as what Cai Ling have shared, you have to go to your NBS intranet to see what are the courses for the course matching. Let me see. So some of the students are asking, so what language would they be required? So for most of our partners, they do offer English courses. So you don't really require a language proficiency. But if you are going to some unis, like example, Germany or Japan, some of their classes are offered in either Japanese or German. So if you are taking those courses, you need to have the language proficiency. But I don't think NBS will allow you to take those business classes in non-English speaking. So I think if you're interested, you have to get clearance for that if you're interested to take. Okay.
Yeah, just to add on, for core courses, for MBS courses, students have to take the classes. The courses have to be conducted and in English, and then the exam also has to be done in English also. So only if you're intending to take electives, then you can take those language courses or other courses in a different language. Only for electives. Yeah.
Okay, actually I saw this question, how many GEM Discover trips can we attend? So basically there is no restriction, right? The only thing you have to be mindful about is the number of academic units that you can transfer back to NTU, because there is a minimum number of AUs that you need to meet in order to graduate from NTU, right? That is what we call the residential candidature. And also the thing is over a certain vacation, let's say a summer break or a winter break, you can only go for one GEM Discover program. So, but effectively, if you will talk about a 3-year program, then you can at least go for 5 or 6 GEM Discoverer. Yep.
So how will our grades be transferred over to NTU? So for exchange, students will not be crediting back the grade. So it will be a pass or fail. Okay, so you just be mindful of that.
Okay, just to add on, students must pass the course according to the passing grade at the host university. So regardless of the grade you get, as long as you pass, it will be transferred as a pass. But if you fail, it will be reflected as a F grade in your transcript. Yep.
Okay, what is the difference between GEM Explorer and GEM Discoverer? Okay, so basically, GEM Discoverer are short-term outbound programs, and for GEM Explorer, these are semester-long exchange program. So the main difference between the two is, number one, the length of time, and also the time period when it actually takes place. So typically, Explorer will take place during the regular semesters, and Discoverer during the vacation breaks.
Oh, got one students are asking if it's a short exchange, I suppose should be short-term program. Are we able to clear any AUs for that duration?
I'm sorry again.
If it's a short-term program exchange, are we able to clear any AUs for that duration?
Yes, actually for NTU, we only offer credit-bearing programs. So, but there are some programs which are pretty short. So some of them can only allow you to clear 3 AUs, which is sometimes is also very restricted in terms of the category, which is the broadening and deepening electives. So you have to be mindful what it is that you want and see whether there's actually a good match to your personal goals or academic goals. So if you are going for a summer studies, then there's a possibility of matching the course back to NTU. So it depends on the type of the courses. And if you are looking at language immersion, then it is very clearly matched to a course code in NTU, and you can only clear it as a broadening, deepening elective, right?
Okay, I think one student actually asked, how can I stand out among GEM applicants as the slots are limited? Okay, because what we have shared, the allocation will be based on the criteria. So CGPA really plays a part. So other than that, I think it's the choice of the uni that you are selecting. So if you know that a lot of people are going to that uni, and you know that your CGPA doesn't meet, won't be able to win those students, you should venture other unis or other countries so that you have more options to choose, instead of fighting and then just to choose the same uni that you know that you won't be able to get because your friends have a higher CGPA than you. Okay, if not, you can actually choose some unis that have more spots so that you have a higher chance of getting. Okay.
Okay, I think there's one question. So what happens, what about our PA at the end of year 1 if we go for a GEM Discover trip next summer? So I think on this, there shouldn't be any clashes in terms of commitments to your PA as well as GEM Discoverer. So if there's a clash in terms of the timing, then you have to decide which one is the one that you want to go for. Unless you have there is actually a program that can fit in so nicely that you can do your PA first and then a program thereafter.
Okay, one student asked, do students have to settle their own airfare accommodations? For semester long, the answer is yes. The students have to find their own housing, but of course some partners do offer on-campus housing. So of course, if they do offer and you wish to take it, you can just apply. If partners do not offer, of course you have to find your own housing. And of course your airfare, the visas, and even the applications, students have to actually settle that themselves.
Okay, pretty much the same for short-term program, except for the customized programs like Prelude and LIP, there is actually a accommodation that is included within the program. So it will depend on the program itself. So you can look at the program details for more information before you decide to join the program. Yeah.
Okay, some students are asking, if borders reopen, will we still have in-person exchange? Of course, the answer is yes. So if borders reopen and the situation is getting better, of course, we will resume in person. But we are still reviewing the situation now. As you know, that Singapore's borders has not been open. So as of now, the suspension is until this year, December. So for next year, we are not too sure yet. So we will have to seek for the management review, and then we'll let all the students know whether in person will still be able. Okay.
Okay, one question, can we do both GEM Explorer and Discoverer? The answer basically is yes, but you have to be mindful because sometimes you may have to do some administrative work before you go for an Explorer program. And during that summer break, you cannot have a program that actually runs until the end where you actually have no time to allocated for you to actually attend to all these matters. So as long as there's no clashes in terms of the timing, it's not an issue.
Okay, a lot of students are still asking how much would a semester-long program cost? So it really depends. So based on the past few return students, they actually shared that different continent, of course, it costs differently. So it ranges from about 10 over K to almost like even 50K for some students who actually went to US or Canada. So it really depends where you go to, and of course how you spend. Okay.
Okay, there is one question about the cap for credit transfer. Now, Lechelle, maybe you want to share what is the number of AUs that students typically transfer. I just want to mention over here for GEM Discoverer, okay, it's actually up to two academic courses. So actually it's up to 8 AUs and not 2 AUs for the student who actually asked this question. Yeah, Lechelle?
We have shared just now for GEM Explorer, usually it's about 3 to 5. So it's the same academic units cost load that you have in NTU. So that's why you can just follow whatever you have been taking in NTU to do it. So let's see. Some students are asking if we apply as a group of friends together, and this make it easier for you to process our application, so also higher chances. The answer is no. It actually makes your chances of going lower because, as we have mentioned, per uni we have a limited spots. So if more people apply to it, you have to compete among yourselves. So we will really based on the CGPA or the criteria to allocate students. So if the group is bigger, of course, you will have a lower chance of getting it. So we will usually discourage students to go as a group. And then as most of the Singaporean students who went overseas, they have a tendency of grouping together wherever they go. So it actually defeats the purpose of going for exchange. So a lot of students, when they come back, some of them, they feedback that they see NTU students everywhere, or even like Singaporean students like NUS, SMU. So we really want students to break yourself into smaller groups and then to venture the country or the unis together. So and not to crowd in the same group as well in NTU. So it actually makes you don't really get to experience it if you go as a big group. Okay.
Okay, I think there's a question on the application time. So, Lechelle, maybe you want to share on the Explorer.
Sorry, what time? As in
application timeline.
Usually for SEM 1, the application starts in December. So if you are intending to go in your year 2 SEM 2, which is next year, you have to start applying in this year December, because it's for 22-23 SEM 1 and 2. So the earlier you get it, the better it is, because we will usually offer out all the spots. So if you are interested in go to your 22-23 SEM 2, which is your year 2 SEM 2, you should actually start applying in December. Okay. So
Yep.
how many unis can be applied in one single applications? So for Job Explorer, it is 3 options. So students can apply from 1 to 3 unis. So you can just choose any 3 in the order: first priority, second, and third. Okay. So for Hui Ling's side,
I'm sorry.
yeah, for your side, how many unis can we apply in one single applications?
Okay, for us, basically, it depends on the type of programs again. For those that are more popular, typically you can actually have up to 3 choices. If not, then it will be direct application to that program itself. So let's say if let's say you want to go for a prelude in let's say Ho Chi Minh, you apply to it, and then that's their only choice. That's it, and you'll be able to determine whether you can actually get it or not. So otherwise, for more popular universities, you can actually put up to 3 choices. Yep. Okay, so I think Lechelle, we probably will take at most 1 or 2 more questions, and then we can actually close the Q&A session.
Okay, let me see. Okay, some students are asking, I'm fully vaccinated, so got higher chance. For now, we do not know it, but because vaccine, we have not getting any directions from the management yet. So whether Inperson is available next year or not, we are not too sure. So if there is, we will of course review whether fully vaccinated it will stand a higher chance or not. So of course, nearer to date, we will let you know if it's possible. Okay, yeah. So I think if you all still have any other questions that is not being addressed here, feel free to drop us an email. We will be more than happy to help you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.